It's too frustrating, let me tell you. It's too frustrating to follow religion and follow religious leaders. Well, what they do is that they tell you how they started with one person. The next thing you see is how the person started jumping, driving private jets and all that and all that and all that. And they will not sit these children down and tell them how they went through the processes, the patience, the emotion they factored in to arrive where they are. All they had just there is just bragging. Now the congregation will now try to jump without a ladder. Then if you jump without a ladder, the laws of gravity must pull you down. So that's what I'm telling you, that we should know processes is a necessity to anything in the physical world. Because God, all other things of nature, obey that law of time and space.
Hello fans, I greet you and I come your way again. I am Divine Susie. I hope you have been impacted from all these insightful sections we've been having all this while, and I believe you've not been left out. And today we are coming your way with fresh episodes from the Truth Market. First of all, before we start, I want to introduce very important personalities here, and which is the first person on my list is the servant D.U. Ifanacho. Sir, you're highly welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. And I also want to welcome Brother Cheduze to the stage. You're highly welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yes. I'm excited to have you people here, and it's been a very wonderful privilege, you know, each time you are around us, because we know that fresh insights, wells of wisdom, and so many are going to be coming out, and I believe our audience, you are out there watching. So please don't go out, stay tuned and listen, and you'll be blessed. Today we're going to be looking at a very vital topic, and which has to do with time and space. God's timing, man's timing. You know, at times so many people, I've heard them pray, a lot of people pray and say, from this time to this time, if God did not answer me, if God did not give me a husband, by the end of this year, I will drop the Bible. And you hear some people say, I have served God for the past 2 so years. If God did not do this from now to this time, in fact, I will know that God, you don't exist. I don't know if there are many of you that have prayed that kind of prayer. You hear some people say, God, if you didn't do this thing for me from now to so time, that means you don't exist. So we really want to know if such prayers are really right, if such timing are really right, and want to understand how it works with God, timing with God. So I want to throw the question to the servant, and we want him to open our eyes to this matter. Is it good or is it right to time God?
Okay, glory be to God. We give God all the glory. You know, we have said earlier that now time is an essential commodity, both in the physical world and in the spiritual world. However, the opposite of time in the spiritual world is attention. Intention. Yeah, intention.
It's my first time off.
Okay, let's get it right. The opposite of time.
Opposite of time in the spiritual world is intention.
Intention.
Yeah. Wow. So whatever you put your time and put your intention into, multiplies or expands.
Wow.
So that should be a case of another day, but we're just trying to understand the science behind time.
Okay.
You know, the time and space is a physical phenomenon, not a spiritual phenomenon. Time and space is what God himself created that governs this physical world, but not him.
Okay.
You understand? Time and space, God created it to govern the physical world, but not him. So to a large extent, time and space is a physical thing, which has nothing to do with God.
Okay. Wow.
Even though he is the one who created it, because God lives above time and space.
Wonderful.
Spirit lives above time and space. So when you are talking about that time, we now have human timing and divine timing.
Okay.
We're bringing in this divine timing so that we'll be able to use the known to explain the unknown.
Yes.
Understand?
Yes.
Which the book of Isaiah chapter 55 was saying, my time and your time, they are not the same thing. So humanity should really understand this striking difference
Yes.
between the physics and the spirit,
Okay.
between God's timing and the human timing. And each time you are using human timing to judge God, you get crushed.
Okay.
You have problems because they are not overlapping.
Yes.
So God created things to pass through processes which its mechanism is not known or seen with a common eyes or by human timing.
Yes.
Which when you walk by human timing, you would accept what you should have rejected and reject what you should have accepted.
Interesting. Interesting.
In the sense that God has his own way, which man has no power to control.
Yes.
So it is time for man now to pay attention to this time and space
Okay.
that governs the physical world, not to change it, but to align themselves within that period and processes. So spirit is beyond time and space, and spirit does not have future.
Okay. I want to understand.
Yeah,
Yes. Future. Yes.
yeah. Future, spirit does not have future
Okay.
because God lives in the eternal now. The present and the future is in the now, and God lives in eternal now. So God does not have future. Then the future of time is expansion, manifestation. And that's time it takes something in the spiritual world to manifest in the physical world. Is that time and space we're talking about.
Yes. Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
So God does not have future. Because the future, the beginning and the end is in the now.
Okay.
And that is God.
Okay.
It is
Okay.
we in the physical
Yes.
that have that future.
That have future.
Okay.
So
All
being
right.
that God himself is future.
God is
the
future. Yes.
Is the beginning.
Yes,
is the
yes,
end.
yes. So spirit does not have future. Because the future of it doesn't have future in terms of now and later.
Okay.
Beginning and the end. Because he is all of that at the same time.
Wow.
So the future is of the spirit is in the now. Then the future of time is expansion. So there is nothing that is going to be tomorrow in the spiritual world that have not been in the now. And there is nothing that was yesterday in the past in the spirit that is not today.
Okay.
So expansively, that's what I say, the future of time is expansion. Then the time it takes spiritual thing to manifest in the physical world,
Yes.
the time it takes the spiritual things to take form and expand or exist in the physical world
Yeah.
is called time and space.
Okay. Okay. You know that brings me to another section of this question. You know, at times, some persons can have a dream, and they say, "I saw it in a dream. Maybe I bought a car."
Yes, in a vision
In
rather.
a vision, rather. Okay.
Vision is different from
A
dream.
dream.
Okay.
Maybe I bought a car, or maybe somebody gave me a key to
Okay.
something.
Yes.
And maybe after 1 week or two, it didn't manifest.
Yeah,
The person now believes it's not a reality.
it's not a reality.
But from what you are saying now,
Yes.
the person could actually see that vision, and that means it might even take years.
Yes, it can take years. It had already happened. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2.
Okay.
Write your vision plainly on the table.
Okay.
Though it will tarry, yet it will not tarry. It must certainly come.
Come to pass.
Now, writing your vision, it will tarry, means in the physical world, it will take processes.
Okay.
It will not tarry, means in the spiritual world, it has already happened.
Wow.
You understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Interesting.
It tarries. It will not tarry. According to the book of Habakkuk. Habakkuk as a prophet, seen in the spirit, is now marrying the physical and the spiritual world, which is the God's timing and the human timing. Now he said, okay, if you see something in the vision, go and write it. It will tarry for you as a human in the physical world. But it will not tarry for God because God has seen it. So God does not have future because the future of God is now. And the future of everything that is spiritual is what? Is in the now.
Okay.
So now we are not talking about time.
Yes.
Which is created. Now time, the future of time is expansion. Now let's take for instance like that dream you say, but let me bring a clear analogy.
Okay.
I am here now.
Yes.
You are there. Okay, this is my today. That is you are now my vision,
Okay.
which is my tomorrow. In human calculation.
Okay.
Now, this is how it is, perfectly. Future is already existing.
Yes.
In the now. Spirit is already seen today, in the now. Yesterday is already existing, not even had. The word had is not for the spirit.
Okay.
The past tense is only for the physical world. You understand? God is same yesterday, today, and forever. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8. All right? So now, this thing now is this. Okay, this is the present. Then I delve into the spiritual world. I see the future, which has not been manifested in the physical. I see the past, which has already manifested for those who have death. But this is me standing physically here in the present, taking an action in the now that linked me up to the spirit. Now, people who are physical will not see you in this direction of my future. And will not see you in this direction in the past. But this only thing you are seeing is here in the present. Is that okay? Now, how is time expansion? How is time expansion and manifestation? Are you listening to me? Now, the time it takes these spiritual things to take form in the physical world is the time and space.
Okay.
So as time, the future of time is expansion. So as it begins to expand over time, begin to expand, this present now begin to expand through activities of the now.
Okay, you will not
in the physical world. Over time now it will manifest in the physical through expansion. Not that it has not happened, but as me now standing in the physical is expanding through activities and action, it will reach you, and that's which car we're talking about manifest. Are you there?
Yes.
So in the presence, let's see it. In the presence now, I've seen a vision that I'm going to buy a car, which is you now, far from me, but not seen by men. Now I go home and begin to read my books, study my books as a student or an engineer, start making savings, doing every other things, growing my business. Are you there? Being committed in what I'm doing. My service is expanding.
Okay.
My skill is expanding. My customer is expanding. My sales are expanding. Then over time, I will capture that car, which had already been seen in the spiritual world.
Okay.
So exactly what it is that the future and the past is a manifestation of what has already existed in the spiritual world to us in the physical.
Yes.
We are now seeing it as future when it comes to past.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying, that God doesn't have future.
Okay. Now you made mention of process.
Okay.
That the time it takes
Yes.
for that spiritual thing to manifest is called process.
Yes.
So can you help us analyze
That
process?
That process is those activities.
Okay.
You know, that is why religion is very deadly and confusing, because somebody can give you a prophecy without giving you the processes.
Okay.
It can speak truths, but will not give you the principles and the laws of the truth, things which you need to put into place to get it done. Somebody can tell you, divine, be humble. Okay, what are the principles of humility? Divine, you are going to be a millionaire. Fine. What are the principles which I will focus
Yes.
to get there?
Yes.
God gave the people of the Israelites the prophecy that they are going to get to the promised land. But what happened? It was a prophecy, it was a reality. God has seen it in the now. But these people became disobedient. It took them 40 years to get there. And Moses, who even saw it, couldn't get there. Why? Because he didn't pass through the processes.
That means process is very, very important.
It is not very, very important. His name is importance, which is more important than everything. So now somebody who is telling you that he's going to drop Bible is because he saw a vision. Now, in seeing a vision, he didn't ask for the process, the spirit behind the fulfillment of that. So those people of the Israelites, it took them 40 years, and so many of them died. All of them, except 2, were able to make it. Why? Because they were disobedient. They were not interested in the process. They were complaining that they would drop their Bible. Are you there? And Moses himself also got angry. For Satan knows why. You know? Because he also does not want to follow the processes. Imagine that God asked him to strike the stone once. This is what the Spirit says. He struck it twice.
That is disobedience.
That's disobedient to the processes. Then it was caught. So human timing, divine timing need to be studied. And we forget about all this religious noise. Everything in nature follows processes. Now, time and space now is created by activities on the principles of God, calling that is not into being. Calling it into being does not mean jumping protocols. Calling it into being means processes. If you jump protocols, you become a magician. And if you are a magician, what happens to this magician will not happen to every other magician. That is the reason why one man is a man of God for 30 years, nobody is close to him. Because he's doing something without teaching people the processes on how he arrived at there. Then confusion must abound. So now, as I take for instance buying a car as a business person, you know, those activities, the good thoughts, the good word, the good actions I'm doing to my customers and improving in my skills, if you come in the physical, you begin to see that I'm expanding my tentacles.
Yes.
I'm taking space.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I am taking space. You see my tools, you see my this, I take time, you see everything. Then expansively, that's what we're saying, that the future of time is expansion and manifestation. So the space is being created and time passes over time, then that thing comes into manifestation.
So explanation. You know, there is something you hinted, which I would have said is here a topic which I read and that will come another day, process and result.
Yes.
Just like somebody giving you a prophecy.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't let you understand that there are things you must do, pass through before that result comes.
Thank you.
Which is a challenge before that.
Yeah.
So this particular point, process before result.
Yes.
Yeah, it's too frustrating, let me tell you. It's too frustrating to follow religion and follow religious leaders. Well, what they do is that they tell you how they started with one person. The next thing you see is how the person started jumping, driving private jets and all that and all that and all that. And they will not sit these children down
And tell them what they went through.
How they went through the processes, the patience, the emotion they factored in to arrive where they are. All they had just there is just bragging. Now the congregation will now try to jump without a ladder. Then if you jump without a ladder, the laws of gravity must pull you down. So that's what I'm telling you, that we should know processes is a necessity to anything in the physical world. Because God, all other things of nature, obey that law of time and space. But religion is waiting to break it. Which we say, processes in the spiritual sense is faithfulness. Faithfulness is more important than faith.
Yes. I think that word is, I like that word.
Are you listening to me? It's more important than faith. Faith is a process. I mean, faith is an event. Faithfulness is a process.
Yeah.
So if you have faith without faithfulness, you are ending nowhere. And it is preferable that you have faith. You are faithful without faith. Yes, faith is unnecessary to a faithful man. Because just as I said, that spirit does not have future. Because the future of a spirit is in the now. The future of the spirit is in the now, and the future of time is expansion, a manifestation, activities in a positive direction. Yes. So whosoever that is living in truth lives in eternal now. Lives in eternal now. And 23rd laws of truth say that truth is immunity. And 17th laws of truth say that there is no risk in truth. Are you there? Yeah. And 27th laws of the truth say that truth does not need support or escort.
Yes, sir.
So everything you need is to be faithful. Find the truth and be faithful to truth. Forget the rest. You have faith. I want to challenge God. Before this one, it happens. No. Don't time God. God is bigger than you. He's not your colleague.
Yes, sir.
You get what I'm trying to say? Yes.
Yes.
His thoughts is not the same with you. Your own timing and his own timing is not the same. So these are the reasons why so many people jump and pass by court protocols. Now, the laws of gravity is this. It's not attaining a high that matters. It's sustenance. And if you jump up without a ladder, or climb up without a ladder, you must fall.
Wow.
Then, if you borrow a ladder and climb up, and somebody come and remove that this thing, you'll be suspended. You become stagnant. Yes. You know why? Yes. Because there is no room for you to go up, and you can't come down. Because if you jump down, you break your leg, and that's why so many people jump down. Financially, they suffer stroke, they commit suicide because they didn't climb there. But if you follow processes, which is faithfulness,
yes, sir,
and get to any point, any day you have the ladder. You can come down and go up, and come down and go up. That is the reason why you see pride and arrogance among men of God and all that. Why? They can't be humble. Humility means humus. You are a humble man means you are nothing, a soil. So if you climb up, so long as the ladder is there, you can come and relate with people. Feel free with commoners and climb back and stay there. But a person who jumped up to there, he must be proud and arrogant. He must have a lot of secrets which he doesn't want to reveal to the congregation. Because if he comes down, he will never climb up.
Exactly.
Yes, if he comes down to relate and become a common person and feel free, they will drag him, he will never come because he doesn't have a formula. He himself does not know how he got there.
Yeah. What an insight.
Do you understand?
Yes,
he doesn't know. So I think you were the one I was telling when you were saying, yeah, you are too humble. No, it's humble because I know where I kept my ladder.
That's right.
Yes, if I'm done with you and you want to insult me, I just climb up.
There is something you said there.
I leave you.
Someone picture like that was that yesterday or something like that. You said the reason why you interact with both the junior and the senior is that when you interact with the senior, you will acknowledge that they were the person that made you and brought you to a level.
Yeah.
Then as you are interacting with the junior, those people will take that acknowledgement that you were the person that made them to stand where they are. So at any point in time,
yes, you can
are striking a balance. If these people want to do anything to you, you can come down and relate with these people.
Yeah. You see, so God, you only have a ladder. You must be humble. Now, when you when you climb up, you receive from God. Exactly. You climb down. I'm in the world, but not of the world. You climb down. You relate with these people. Any of you that wants to climb, this is the step I followed to climb. That is obedience and willingness. You should eat the good fruit of the land. You want to see God? This is it. Now you receive. You begin to communicate and interrelate. That is faith and faithfulness. But people who do not have principles that made them who they are, pride and arrogance is inevitable. Just like what I say someday, somebody is preaching sermon with a notebook. Okay, now you come down from the altar, you preach, you jump down again to go and read what you have written before you come. That means that thing you're teaching is not your property. Now, if any person in the congregation could come and carry that thing, you yourself will become frustrated and helpless. Because it's not in you.
Yes.
It's copy and paste.
Yes.
Are you there? So what bring consolidation, assurance, authority, conviction, rest is faithfulness, not faith. Is what?
Faithfulness.
Faithfulness. I'm going to give you an analogy why so many fell.
Okay.
If you take a child, every child is faithful, but doesn't have faith. If you take a child to primary school and begin to tell the child, A is for apple, B is for ball, C is for cat, and that and that and that, you go, tomorrow you come again and start repeating it, he will be following you. Before long, you ask a child, what are you going to be? He doesn't know. I'm going to be a doctor is a faith.
Yes.
But the processes, A is for apple, is faithfulness. As long as that child is attending class, it must be whatever he wants to be. But if it were to be an adult that went to class, you say A is for apple, B is for ball, C is for cat. He say, Madam, excuse me. Where is this thing taking me to? Are you there? Would this thing enable me to buy the car?
Yes.
You get the point? Yes. Why? He has faith that he will buy a car, but he don't want to pass through the processes.
Wow.
So this is the reason and why human timing and divine timing are not the same thing. And if you really want to be spiritual, cancel human timing and focus 100% on divine timing. Okay. Because spirit does not have future. And whatever pops up, as long as you are living in the eternal now, in the truth, everything becomes okay. Take for instance, my very self, today, who is a man of God to this capacity, a servant to this capacity. All of us are men of God. Then, if any person from my childhood had ever told me that I was going to be a man of God, maybe I would have rejected it, but supposing I accepted it, now, or have told my parents, do you know that the will of my parents would have fought the will of God? Because the first thing they would have done is to attach me to a pastor, attach me to a church, send me to seminary school, and take me to theological school. And in so doing, what will happen? They will ruin my future because they will now impose their own will against the will of God. Okay. Impose their own timing against the time of God and God's program. Now, but how did nature made me to be who I am today? There was no faith for me to be a man of God. I didn't have any faith.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
I've never prayed to be a man of God. I didn't even follow the processes in the orthodox manner. What I just did that after my graduation, I decided to do a business, to be a businessman, and I carried machine on choice and started driving. Are you there? So that was God's seminary school. Okay. Divine ordering, footsteps, through faithfulness. So I didn't ask, hey, where I knew. But I didn't say, okay, how am I going to arrive at where I am today? But I just picked that. I wasn't looking at future because I know that today gives me future. Okay. By divine timing. Now, after Okada for 1 year, the FCT, Abuja authority, said that they don't want to see machine in Abuja in October 1st, 2006. Okay. Right? Now, I used the money I've saved. That is that processes. That is that expansion. Yeah. I used 30,000 naira I have saved within that 1 year from Okada. I used it and bought Keke Napep. You see? I'm taking space. How many space have I taken?
Second space.
The first space was Okada.
Exactly.
The second space I created was what? Keke
Keke
Napep.
Napep, okay.
Is that okay? Yes. Now, the time is what? 1 year. Yes. 1 year. The emotion there is activities, which is known to me. So 1 year has passed in Okada with one space I created. Going to the second year, which is time, I created another space, buying Keke Napep.
Okay.
Are you there? Yes. Then within 8 months, I have 6 pieces of Keke Napep.
Wow.
How many spaces have I created? I'm asking.
6 different species.
Yes, 6 different spaces I've created. Is that okay? Now, before a year and 8 months, I have 12 pieces of Keke Napep. How many spaces have I created?
That's 12 now.
12 spaces.
Making it 13.
Do you understand? Over time and space. Then I place myself on a salary of 350,000 naira every month. Are you there?
You pay yourself?
Yes, I pay myself. Is that okay? So that's what we are talking about, time and space. Then eventually, when the authority still came again, because we were using Keke Napep that uses motor engine, then not this type. Yes. When authority now wanted to bring this one, they said the other one is always in the high speed. We use Nissan Micra engine to put it, and it moves faster than this small one. Just moves like a car, you know. They say, okay, we have to go. Then I sold all of them again. I contrasted the space. Are you there?
Exactly.
And started car business.
Wow.
You get the point?
Yes.
So time and space. It was that time and space, that processes, that faithfulness that linked me to selling a car. But after graduation, I said, okay, I'm going to drive a car. I'm going to sell a car. Or I saw in a vision that I'm going to sell a car. Then I start looking for where to steal, where to tell lies, because I have seen in the vision, this car is mine, I must sell a car. Are you there? Yeah. Without passing through the processes, without taking time and space. Now, or after that, I was doing my things. Then, like I have said it, I was doing God's work then, because when I was in the Okada, I had people I put in scholarship, about 4 people that was under my payroll as an Okada man. So that is that faithfulness. Now, when I got into that extent, God now said, okay, I want you to serve me in the capacity of man of God. You see time and space?
So even in that little beginning,
yes,
you still maintained that fact that
that faithfulness is more important than anything. God wouldn't have called me if I had not been faithful. I wouldn't have been able to buy a car unless I would have stolen a car from somebody.
Or decide to go into ritual
or got crashed in pursuit of that. Then, that is the processes now. People must know this. We're teaching. Time and space, divine timing and all that. Now, guess what? When I bought my house there, I bought my first car, my private car, then I was driving it. Then when God came in again, he said, I should sell all those things, that I will not use 1 naira. Though we made some arguments anyway, but that is by the way. Now I should not use 1 naira to enter into anything called church, called ministration, called nothing. So I had to do what? To sell all those things, give them out. Are you there?
Yes.
And that made me to start in plywood again. I knocked a bacha that cannot contain up to 50 people.
So you gave up your house, the car?
No, I didn't say house. My house, you saw it last week now, where I was living now. Okay. My car was gone, my laptop, my everything that made me a social or a physical person. Now I have to dive again back into the spiritual world and started with bacha.
Okay.
That was 2013.
Wow.
You see God's timing and divine timing.
All right.
I mean, the divine timing and human timing,
timing.
and the impact of processes.
Yes.
So, because we started with people dropping their Bible because God did not answer their prayer
at a given period.
at a given period of time.
Yes.
Let me tell you, the viewers, as I'm speaking to you, any day things are not going the way you want it, you are wrong, not God.
Exactly.
I just know it this way. You are wrong, not God. There is something you are missing, or you are among a religious victims, whom we came to save. Any day, anything is not getting the way you want it. You are doing anything and you don't have peace. You don't have rest of mind. There is no fulfillment in it. Know it that you are either suffering from satanic manipulation or ignorance, or you are religious.
Another thing is the case of this prophecy.
Okay.
Like in the religion.
Yeah.
You are going to be this tomorrow, you are going to be that. Claim me. And also people go out there, they turn lion.
Yes.
Wolves,
Yeah.
Because they want to see the way
They,
come
they
upon.
give faith without faithfulness.
Faithfulness.
You have never seen me here or in the congregation or speaking to people that you are going to be a great person. You are going to be a prophet. No. Which I said still, in one of our teaching, that it is an error for a man of God to come in the congregation and pick one person and say that this person is going to be a millionaire. Because if you pick one person and say he's going to be a millionaire, what will happen to the rest of the congregation? They are going to be poor.
Exactly.
So the word you are teaching is no longer alive. Other people cannot partake from it to become successful. You can only come to a congregation, as I say someday, and pick one person and say, you are going to be a poor man.
Yes.
Because all other persons obeying your word must be rich.
Exactly.
Then the person will now ask you, Daddy, what will make me not to prophesy? What will make me to be poor? He said, because you are disobedient to the truth I'm teaching to you. Because truth is creative. So nobody will be listening to the word of God and be planning on how to be poor.
Wow.
So, that is.
That's honestly this.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
So
This very deep.
that way of targeting, serving a target, you give God a bait. If He doesn't do this, you will even burn your Bible, I think.
Okay. Okay. That reminds me. What about? Okay. Now, how can you, when it comes to delay?
Yeah, delay.
When it comes to delay now,
Okay.
can you attribute delay? Certain delays to God's or to divine timing or satanic program.
Okay. Now, we say delay in God is a school. Pay attention. When you have done all you have needed to do, Ephesians chapter 6 verse 13. And when you have done all you needed to do as a child of God, knowing truth and understanding it, now, the next thing you have to do is to relax. Those things begin to pop up. But there is what we call risk of obedience, is knowing what to obey. Or not knowing what to obey is a risk of obedience. Because so many people obey error, like people in religion.
Yes.
Now, they tell you they are waiting for God in a bus stop where God does not pass. Are you listening to me?
Okay, I'm waiting on God.
You are waiting on
that
God.
That place you are waiting.
God doesn't even pass there.
Wow.
You get the point?
Yes.
So that's what we are saying. Be careful to know the difference between cause and punishment.
Okay.
Cause and cause. Okay. Cause, C-O-U-R-S-E.
Okay.
And cause, C-U-R-S-E.
Okay.
That's
training and punishment.
Okay.
Many people are under punishment of error and their religiosity.
Okay.
They are saying they are under training. If you ask them, they say we are in the desert.
Wow.
Are you listening to me? So,
oh my goodness.
He gets it. So we are into science, spiritual science.
Yes.
So you must understand everything word to word.
Wow.
When you are not getting things right, you can't attract God.
Yes. So.
The 30th laws of truth say that truth is a conductor of God's presence.
That's right.
And the 40th laws of truth say that truth is the meeting point of everything that is godly, good, and perfect. The meeting point. So before you start waiting for God, forget about waiting. Make sure you get the truth. So that your waiting will be on on a bus stop.
Okay.
You know, we have bus stop now.
Yes.
Yes.
On God's
stop.
Okay.
So where God can stop and pick and meet you. Not when you go where Satan stop. Are you there?
Okay.
You are suffering, nothing is working in your life, and they ask you, you say you are waiting upon the Lord.
Child.
Let me still extend it. I think I'm discussing patience.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Or waiting.
Yes.
Patience means spending time in a godly manner while you wait for the big hit.
Okay.
It's an act of spending time in a godly manner while you wait for the big hit. So, and there is difference between punishment over error. Nemesis, spell that comes from religion, that comes from ignorance
Or demons.
or demon, than that of training.
Okay.
So when you are in training, I say this someday, what tells you that yes, you are under training is that you don't panic. Your spirit is just very calm and you are so relaxed.
Yes.
You know, that is that immunity truth gives to you.
Yes.
And the assurance and the conviction. Then you continue over time, those things which you are expecting God to begin to pop up. But not that, like what happened in religion, somebody is in pain, nothing is working, and somebody is giving you a promise. I'll give you an illustration. Will it fit in? Yes. Okay, take it this way. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 into 10. First 0, second 0, third 0, fourth 0, fifth 0, sixth 0 into 10. 10 is 1, 0, right? Yes. Okay. Now, you have taken 5 steps. First was 0, second was 0, third was 0, fourth was 0, fifth was 0. Then you now meet your spiritual leader or whoever that told you to wait.
Yes.
That God's time is the best. Or you meet yourself. Now somebody is now telling you, okay, no problem. On a very good day, I'm going to give you number 10. Are you there?
Exactly.
Now, this is part 1 of human timing.
Okay.
Now, divine timing now is that you have count 1, a real figure,
Yes.
not 0.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As in written 1, 2, 3 numbers to 5. Now you go to your spiritual father or you think within yourself, and or you see a vision, and God is now telling you, okay, or your pastor is telling you, spiritual leader is telling you, okay, I'm going to give you 10. Who is the right waiter? Between the one who scored 0 to 5 and have not made anything, and somebody is promising you 10.
I think
And a person who have scored 5
The person that has scored
and is waiting.
Yes.
So this is the gap. Many people are in 0, 5. Then they are promising them 10. And they are waiting.
They don't even have 1.
They don't have 1. But they have been brainwashed to believe. That's what is exactly happening about in religion. Now, people tell, religious leaders told their congregation that Jesus is coming. When they are sick, divorces, quarreling, anger, malice, anxiety, sleepless nights, war everywhere, then Jesus is coming. Now, Jesus is coming based on time and space. But Jesus is a spirit.
So time and space wouldn't work with Jesus.
It wouldn't work with Jesus. So it's a religious fallacy to tell you that Jesus is coming when he is a spirit. A spirit has no future. A spirit lives in the now, in the eternal now.
Wow.
So if you are in truth and lives in the eternal now, You'll be the same with the Spirit. And when you become one with the Spirit, then Jesus has already come in you. You shouldn't wait for it.
Wow. So that is to say now that
You shouldn't wait for him. Yes.
This is a shoot.
Yeah.
You know, that is to say that the delay in some aspects are positive.
Yes.
While some are negative.
Negative.
But the thing is that you should be able to differentiate
Difference. That's the risk of obedience between cause
and curse.
Between training and punishment.
So that if you are under punishment,
yeah, you know.
What do you do? Because somebody that is listening now might actually from this analysis begin to say, okay, wow, so that means for me not to have a positive stages, like I have 0, 0, 0, 0.
Yeah.
That means that is total punishment.
Yeah, that's punishment.
Then the person that is counting 1, 2, 3, 4 already, that is calm, peaceful, and know that I'm heading somewhere, is a cause. Know that he has a promise of 10. Now, what will the person who is in punishment right now do to correct it?
Okay, what the person will do is what he's doing now. Because whoever that is in punishment is listening to me. This is the first step.
Okay.
So it depends. You are doing what you're supposed to. Start from here. Look for the laws of truth.
Okay.
Are you there? Ask questions, even to your religious leader. But don't hook him on tie because he has done much to you.
Okay.
But you can ask him, guy, where are we going to? Are you listening to me? Where are we going to? I need to start. The problem of humanity is that they see God as an omega, without seeing him as an alpha.
Okay.
All at the same time. Are you there? Now, and God does not give a man, please still listen to me. God doesn't give a man omega. Otherwise, Bible will not be fulfilled. What God gives you is alpha.
And what is that alpha?
Alpha is his spirit, which is truth.
Okay.
Then when he gives you alpha, you put it into practice. That's the 7th laws of truth. 7th laws of truth say that truth is made alive by action and application.
Okay.
So when you put it, that alpha, which is truth, the thorough knowledge of whatever you are doing, learn it, be patient enough, plan enough, get trained into whatever you want to do. Don't just know it, but understand it. Then that is the alpha in any area of life. It doesn't need prayer, it doesn't need fasting. Then when you now begin to over time, then you turn it into omega.
Wow.
That is
magnify.
You magnify it. It is your duty to turn God into omega. That is Matthew chapter 5 verse 16. Your glory will shine, that the people will see it and glorify your Father. Your light will shine. People will see it over time and glorify your Father. But people want God from the omega perspective.
Okay.
Now, listen to me still. There is anything you are doing in life and you have not started from the beginning. We say that the right place to begin is to begin from the beginning. That's the right place to begin. So in whichever way, stop hanging around. Are you there?
Looking for ready-made platform.
That is omega now.
Okay.
Yes. Whatever you are doing, please respect yourself.
Yeah.
You will cry after 10 years.
Yeah.
Unless you start it now.
Do you know you can still talk to women
Okay.
in a relationship?
Okay.
Singles, those who want to go into marriage, those ones that are looking for the bigger boys that have arrived.
Yeah.
Yes. Because yes, exactly.
Yeah, anyway, that is true, because why so many of them go to church today is for what God is going to do. They don't go there.
You know, I was actually in a meeting one day.
Yeah.
And there is this young, pretty lady.
Yeah.
And the man of God said, there's someone here, and right now you are snubbing somebody because he's poor, and you are looking at a person that is rich. You now ask the question, why do you want to go to a rich place where you will be punished and snub where you will be happy?
Okay.
So he told the person, God said over time that when you pass through a process, he's going to, and you're going to be happy.
Okay.
Already, the person in question, that was the case with her.
Okay.
The lady broke down, she was shedding tears. To the point that even the man of God became emotional, like he wouldn't want to continue. So I was watching and I said, that means her love, her emotion, everything has been built on the rich guy.
Yeah.
And there is somebody poor around her, which if the prophecy is genuine, might be the one that will turn out to make her happy later.
But I'll still help you. I'll still help you. Be careful of poor people.
Okay.
Are you listening?
You want to be clear.
Yes.
Okay?
Are you a lady? I don't know whether that's the direction you're going, but be careful with poor people.
Okay.
Are you there? Because a person who does not have a content and become poor, a fool at 40 is fool forever.
Okay.
Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
So you will still check the content.
Okay.
And see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not somebody who have scored 000 into 5 and come and say, let us suffer together. You go and join the person. You will suffer till you die.
Okay.
You go to someone who have 1, 2, 3, or even 1.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yes, sir.
And that person is promising you 10. You can go. Because we asked a question someday, which I'm going to ask you and ask the audience. Is it timidity that makes a person a poor man, or a poverty that makes somebody timid? What?
Okay. Okay.
Wait.
I think timidity does not make a person poor.
Okay.
But that is in our own reading.
Not
poverty,
our.
okay, in
Answer
my
the
own,
question.
Okay. Poverty makes somebody timid.
Okay, that's a lie. It is timidity that makes a person poor.
Okay.
Jeremiah chapter 5 verse 4. You are foolish because you don't inquire of the Lord. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
So any person who is a poor person is already poor in the spirit.
Okay.
Then what you are seeing as timidity of a poor person, like going to where they are selling okrika and telling them to give you the one they used 30 years ago so that it will last for a very long time, during Shagari regime and all that. Now, when you are asking those things, it is a manifestation. Time and space has passed over your timidity of not knowing you are right.
Okay.
Then it subjected you to timidity. To timidity that is visible to people.
Yes.
And then the poverty becomes so pronounced that when they wear your shoe, it would begin to dig ground as you pass because of the hole in it. Are you there? Yes. Now that is a manifested what? Poverty, which I told you that time, the future of time is manifestation.
Okay.
You remember? Yes. So as a poor person is spending time in error, so a good person is spending time in good. So all of them is waiting for manifestation. So poverty is a manifestation of time used wrongly.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yes.
In thinking good, speaking good, and doing good.
Okay.
So it is timidity, a person who is timid in the inside. When that timidity grows over time, it translates into poverty.
Wow.
I was even coming into this problem.
Did you understand it?
Exactly.
So it is timidity. Originally, the person is timid.
Okay.
Because me, like you and every other person, I came from a poor family. Very poor, but I wasn't timid. I knew this poverty, I must deal with you.
And you have to come out.
And I have to come out over time. It begin to manifest because I was not timid.
Yes.
But if I had been timid,
yes,
maybe my timidity wouldn't have even made me. I would have been farming or making time, tapping wine now in the palm wine in the village.
Okay,
is that okay? So that's what I'm saying in the regard to marriage. Be careful with a poor person.
Okay.
Yes.
Not all the poor people.
Not all the. Anyway,
what? On the level of poverty. Where I was going.
No. Poverty does not have measurements.
Look at where I was going.
Okay.
Actually, I hope what you are saying is people looking at the result.
Yeah.
Without looking at the process, how this person arrived. Like women.
Yeah.
You have a lot of Yahoo boys, a lot of people who you didn't know how they passed through the process of it. They just arrived and looking at what he has. Which even some men borrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
They want to come. I've seen people. They want to come and marry you. Everything they are living in is in borrowing to impress you. You don't even know how this person came into this level.
Okay.
You just dived in, and at the end of the day, you begin to regret your relationship.
Okay. So yes, in regard to marriage now, what ladies are going to do is one, find the truth. That's number one. Two, when you have truth, you'll be able to edit somebody.
Okay.
You understand? You will be able to edit somebody for you to clearly see beyond the curtain.
Yes.
As a scanner.
Yes. Which we say that understanding is ability to see the unseen in the seen. And it is the language of the spirit. So when you have truth and understand truth, you will be able to capture somebody's emotion, hidden emotion, which is not visible,
Yes, sir.
through the person's words and action.
That's right.
But if you don't have truth, you will judge by what you see. Isaiah chapter 11. The Spirit of God is upon him. He will not judge by what he sees. Are you there? He will not make decision based on what he sees.
I like that.
It's now the
I like that.
You understand?
Yeah.
So immediately you are equipped with truth, you'll be able to filter a sincere person and to see the processes the person is taking. Not that someone is proposing for you, driving a big car, he keeps late, he smokes, and is still promising you that I'll stop all those things over time. It's a lie. What is not true today cannot be true tomorrow. I think that is advice to that. Then you as a lady, the time you have to spend in expecting husbands to come and marry you, spend it in building your value.
Yes. Building capacity.
Building your value. Continue building your value. And when you have truth, that your value will not get to your head. Because on the other way around, men also run away from people who think they have it all.
Oh, that's true.
You understand? So you still be humble. Then when you humble and rendering service sincerely from your heart, not with a target of getting married, suitors will come and God will bring people that are going to be a true partner. Because like attracts like. So concentrate and walk in the Spirit. For we do not walk by the things which we see.
Yes,
we walk by the things which we do not see, because those things which we see are temporal.
Okay.
But the things that are spirits, that we do not see, are eternal. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 18.
All right. Thank you very much. And this brings me to the last question for today.
Okay.
And that is, having known that, maybe let me not say the second, the last, second to the last. Okay. So having known that there are delays that are prompt to God's or divine timing, then when a person is under delays, that is as a result of demonic influence.
Okay.
So what can you say, or what is the solution to that, before we go to the last question?
All right. The solution to that is that people that are being molested by spirits, men and women, there are two types of deliverance, as we have explained.
Okay.
One is attitudinal deliverance. One is spiritual deliverance. The second one is attitudinal deliverance. So if you are under manipulation, Satan is pulling you back, yes, you can come for spiritual deliverance. But if you cannot come, you can deliver yourself through attitudinal deliverance. Because when you think good, speak good, and do good, light comes upon you. When you come out from religion and stop running from place to place, get the laws of the truth, listen to the teaching of the New Jerusalem, meditate over it over time, drop all the negative thoughts, worry, anxiety, fear, hatred, malice, jealousy, envy, comparison, consciousness of time, and all that. When you drop all those things, you drop the properties of Satan. And as soon as you drop this property of Satan, peace will come into you. Jesus will come and live in you. And as soon as he lives in you, you become free. You become the light of the world as you have been prophesied. So the first thing you do is just looking for the truth and living religion 100%. Why we are telling you to live religion, question and challenge your pastor. Question and challenge your general overseer with the laws of the truth and the Bible, which he believes in. Bring all of them together and begin to tell him that this is not the spirit behind this word. Because spirit gives life, but letter kills. In the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 3, right? Okay. 1 Corinthians chapter 3. It kills. So immediately you are doing anything and you are not seeing a practical evidence and results, question whoever that gives you that instruction.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yes.
So they will start by asking. Are you there?
Okay.
And trying to deliver themselves attitudinally.
Okay.
You sleep in the church, you pray midnight prayer, you Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, you are under program, you know. Yes, those things are not productivity. You are an inactive human being. You know what I mean? Inactive human being, a lazy bigot, a lazy religious bigot is not taking you anywhere. So the only thing you need to do is to become active in life by solving problem and saving life. Then if you cannot solve a problem, that means you are not trained to solve a problem. So go and get yourself trained.
How?
And that is the only thing that can help you to be free.
This issue of, we've discussed about timing.
Extensively.
And space, time and space.
Okay.
And you've given us a proper and thorough analysis of how the physical enjoys this time and space and how things manifest in the physical. Now, because you go to the religious sector, where things about praying, time of prayer, time to do this, time to do this, time to come around, time to do this. If you are not doing this so time, you are not sure that God will answer you. That manifestation will come. Is there actually a particular time a prayer can be answered?
Okay.
Or the manifestation of the spiritual thing, is there a particular time God must come in to meet with you in prayer, or to meet with you anything, or have a relationship with man?
Okay. There is a time a prayer will be answered, but there is no time to pray.
Okay.
Are you listening to me? Because God, 13th laws of truth, say that truth does not travel. The 9th laws of truth. Is that okay? Say that truth does not have time in a spiritual world, but it has time in a physical world. When what is spiritual manifested. Like you can quote that a car was manufactured in 1909. But car has been existing in the spiritual world.
Yes.
Are you there? It has been existing. And 21st laws of truth say that truth is not discovered, but not created. You don't create truth, you discover it.
Okay.
Are you listening to me? So those things should be your watchword regarding the answering prayer. So God have a time when your prayer is being answered, when it popped up in the physical. If you plant a corn now on the ground, it takes it 3 days for it to germinate and you see it. So that time of germination is the time the prayer was answered. Not that the corn was not corn.
Okay.
Now, but coming in the time of religious prayer, every 12 o'clock we will gather. Every 3 o'clock we will gather. That is satanic. Are you listening to me? That is what? Satanic, because human timing, as we said earlier, is not the same thing with divine timing. There is no particular time to pray to God. Every time is right for prayer. Are you there?
Yes.
Every time is right for prayer. So having a specific time is trying to bottle the omnipresence nature of God into human timing, which God is beyond.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
You're trying to put God in a bottle and tell him that so religion, by this time, this is when you have to come and see us. God is beyond matter. God is beyond time, as I said. And the time of God is intention. I said it's right? Intention. Okay. So when your intention is pure, you can worship God anywhere in the world, at any time. That is what Matthew chapter 5 verse 8 is saying. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. So the purity of your heart is the intention that makes you omnipresence to worship God at every time Because the physical timing is human timing. What is the opposite of physical time?
Spiritual attention.
Thank you. So anything you understand and pay attention to it, any godly things, anytime you are meditating upon the word of God, you are praying.
You are communicating.
You are communicating with heaven. That's a communion. Any point in time, your thought is positive, focusing on creativity, invention, discovery, not to kill people, but to solve problems. You are prayer. You are praying. Then when that thing mature, you now take action. You are praying at the same time. By calling that thing which is not physical into being. It is existing in your thoughts, in your heart. We treat it component of creation. Then when you are now manifesting it by acting, you are praying. When people now see what you are doing and need explanation, and as I'm talking now, I am also praying. So the prayer in the embassy of the New Jerusalem and the universal code of prayer to unite the whole human race together is think good, speak good, and do good at all time. So there is no time God is not God. So don't tell me that God, by 12 o'clock, by 4 o'clock, God is going to come. Have you seen it? Okay. So man is now giving God appointments.
Okay, but what if that, because there are cases whereby they call it covenant time. They have a covenant time with God, and they say every 3 o'clock. Every 3 o'clock. Get up and pray.
Yes, that is demonism. Just listen to what I'm saying. Okay. God does not have time. Okay. You know, God does not have time, and God enjoys unity in diversity.
Okay.
Everybody need to be independent. Yeah. But religion and Satan enjoy group of people doing something. They don't know why they are doing what they are doing, but they are just busy doing it. Every 3 o'clock, let all of us jump out and start praying. Now, I will tell you the mystery behind that, a secret. The reason certain religion have a place, a time to worship. Are you listening to me? A place to face, how to sit down, how to do that. It is not for God. In the heart, there is no nail to kneel down. In the heart, there is no head to bow down. In human hearts, there is no chair to sit. That means God is omnipresence. Exactly. God does not have direction. Wow. He created the east, west, and north and south. So there is no way to locate God. Aye. The network of God being omnipresence is full bar. So those deception, Satan said that a particular time you are going to pray to me, is Satan, who is limited by time and space. Lucifer, Satan, is not omnipresence. It's a body. It's not a omnipresence. It's not a consciousness. It's a figure. So he has to arrange his timing with men when he will be able to meet the appointments and be able to touch so many people at a time in a common agreement. Wow. Through that networking. Because he knows that if men should be scatter, he can't appear to different 1 million people all at once. So he has to set up a religious concept of time through which you pray. So the danger now is that many people who pray in a religious manner communicate with Satan, not with God. That is the reason why you can see somebody who is just crying in the heart. Immediately it is time for prayer, he stop the crying and wipe his heart, this thing, and go there and start doing whatever they ask to do, but the heart is very bad. So the omnipresence nature of God does not demand for a man to begin to give appointment like my colleague, I want to meet you. So. You can use time, human timing, for social gathering, social appointments, offices and all that. Very perfect. But don't use it for God.
Now, but somebody will say, but why do you go to church at a particular time?
Yes, why you go to church at a particular time? Why do you go to school at a particular time? You understand? You go to church at a particular time to learn.
Okay.
But that does not mean that you are not churching in your home.
Powerful.
That was what happened between Jesus and people, the religious leaders in the synagogue. He came and saw somebody who was sick with a hunchback. He said, "Hi, madam, rise up and walk." He saw another person that kneeling down, lying down. He said, "Walk." They come and gathered and say, "We'll kill this man." Why do you want to kill him? Today is Sabbath day. Now Jesus asked them, if your own donkey fall inside a pit, won't you remove it on Sunday? You hypocrites. So what Jesus was saying now is that as long as you are solving problem, as long as you are serving humanity, at any point in time, you are praying and communicating with God. And I must still tell you, you don't go to church to pray. You go to church to learn how to pray. That's the problem of religion now.
So church is a school.
It's a school where you go and learn how to communicate with God in your shop, in your marriage, in raising your children, according to the standard of God.
I love this.
Are you there?
Yes.
But when it comes to church that bulletin they preached in 2000 years or two years ago, is what they're going to preach today. It is no longer a church of God. It becomes a church of Satan, a religious gathering. So a person coming to church, that's why it's called service, Sunday service. You are coming to church to receive a new thing. You will be serviced. You will be renewed in the heart, not to hear different grammar from another person or to recycle something that is already old. So did you note what I said?
Perfect.
Yes. So when Jesus said that this house is a house of prayer, he means it is a place where you think good, speak good, and do good. That why that Sabbath day or Sunday is reserved. Sabbath day in the ancient days is a day you can at least calm down and meditate. Meditate. That is, get away from all the noise, the hustling and bustlings of the cities, and meditate and commune with God so that you will receive a revelation to act the following day. So you can go to church, but your going to church is not to clap hand, and make noise, but to learn how to pray. I said this someday when we were discussing about the type of prayer. He said there are two types of prayer. One is praying to God. Another one is praying for something. So you must first learn how to pray to God. When you pray to God, then God will give you capacity and register you as a part of Him. Then you can now pray for something. But religion, what they do is that they pray for something. I need a car. I need a house. I need a wife. I need this. I need that. I want to go to school. I want to do this. You have not even asked God. The first thing is to pray to God. And praying to God is not even in shouting. It's through meditation and perception and the purity of the heart. Then you get connected to God. When you spend your time praying to God, the next thing now you can come and pray for something. That's where now action comes into place.
Yes.
Then thinking good, speaking good, and doing good will give you God anywhere. So why Satan set up a period of time? Why religion set up a period of time when they pray? Human timing is not universal. 2 o'clock in Nigeria might be 7 o'clock in America. Okay, so if you set up by 4 o'clock, everybody will pray. But my own timing and your own timing, are they the same? I'm asking. Are they the same? They are not the same. So you have put God in a bottle by human reasoning. God is no longer omnipresent, omniscience.
Exactly.
You get the point? Yes. Okay, so why Satan set up a time is because if he's able to land in any institution, any organization, any this satanic religious organization of any kind, immediately jump there and is communicating with the leader. It is communicating with all those people and initiating them at that point in time, just like video call. Just like video call. So what Satan have been doing is video call. Until we discover now.
Incredible.
You understand? It's a video call. By 12 o'clock, everybody will connect. Let's discuss and connect all of you people to be convinced. And anybody who did not meet the time will be sacked or punished. So the video call in the satanic world has been existing. But you can't use video call to call God. Have you seen God through your video call? Yeah? No, it is not it. So God grows strength in unity and people being free and independent. But Satan hates people being free. So he has to entangle you. If you are washing clothes and it is time for you to pray, you leave the clothes. Which I'll say it now for the virtue of this discussion. However, I'm not encouraging anybody to do it.
Yes.
Now, I'm not encouraging you to do it if you don't understand it.
Yes.
Are you listening to me? Now, you woke up in the morning or in the night. You say you want to do night devotion. And you and your wife have been quarreling. And you'll be beating these your children black and blue. And your children were just coming from God knows where. No attitude, no character. But every 10 o'clock, all of you will gather and begin to do morning devotion. Hey, madam, go and bring a Bible. Let us pray. You see, the heart is not pure. The activities of the day is not okay. Nothing to do that. It's just for we to pray. Then after praying, everybody went and sleep and started running from masquerade. But that's a topic another day. Now you start running from masquerade, python and all that. And you just did morning devotion because your activities in the day was bad. Then when that is done, in the morning, when somebody is sleeping, you go and wake everybody up. Which one is preferable, sleep or prayer? Let's ask. Which one is more important?
Sleep now is more important than that prayer.
Okay, let me get it. Now, we are on morning devotion now.
Yes.
Like
morning devotion. I'm
devotion.
sleeping, snoring, and you just come and wake me up. Maybe I'm dreaming, communicating with God.
Yes, I was also coming to that direction.
Okay.
Now, let's say there are so many families, like 90% of religious families that does it. Let's say we fix time every 5 a.m.
Yes.
or 6 a.m.
Yes.
Everybody must be awake
Yes.
to come to the
living room.
To the living room for morning devotion.
Yes.
So is it also right or wrong? That is where we're going.
That's what I'm saying now. That is wrong. You can't wake me in the morning to come and pray. Is there any emergency? Are you listening to me? Why are you waking me up? I am praying, communicating with God. You come and wake me up to inconvenience me. I remember when we were growing up in religious way, my grandfather, grandmaternal father, we run from him because we pray this rosary decades. You'll be doing like this, nodding your head on this thing, and you are still praying. Is that prayer? Am I communicating with you? So don't inconvenience things. For things to be normal, it must pass through natural processes. It must do what? Pass through natural processes.
Okay. I'm not cutting you.
Yeah.
Because this is evolving, and I believe that so many questions will be popping up from the hearts of people.
Okay.
Now, there is this saying that a family that prays together stays together.
Yes.
Now, some kids or some children at home, how do they learn to pray?
Let me tell you. You know, one thing religion is, they hide in mysteries.
Okay.
What is prayer? Let me start with you. Who is quoting me?
Okay, thinking
Quoting
good,
me wrong.
speaking good.
You are borrowing our cliché.
Okay.
From that your religious perspective, what is prayer?
Prayer is the art of talking to God.
Okay.
Communicating with God.
Communicating with God. What of listening to God?
Well, that is how I learned it.
Okay, now, prayer is act of communicating with God, act of listening to God, and act of doing what God asks you to do.
Wow. So,
In a
okay.
whole.
Prayer is an act of talking to God,
Talking to God, listening to God, and doing what God asks you to do. Have I added it?
Perfect. Yes. I think it's another perfect definition.
Are you listening to me?
Yes.
So a family that gather together and discuss, where did we make mistakes? Why did you fail in your exam? What is the next thing do we do so that this family begin to become productive and manufacture something? What do we do to save money and do this and do that? Okay, by tomorrow morning, you will start this project. By tomorrow morning, you are going to do this. That's prayer. So a family that come together, stay together, as you said, in a religious way. But is that a reality? No. Why is there divorces, quarreling, wayward children are raised? They stay together to pray, but they don't know what prayer is. Prayer is thinking good, speaking good, doing good, planning good, executing goodness, and all that, and bringing result of the activities of the day. That is prayer. Are you there? If your child will come and tell you, hey, somebody beat me, or somebody cheated me, or my friend suggested to me that tomorrow I'm going to join him in court, that is a prayer. Family will discuss it. The parent will guide the child using the laws of truth. Don't follow. A child will come and say, Mommy, somebody is WhatsApping me. WhatsApping me, somebody wants to be my friend. The family will gather together. That is prayer. How do we discuss it? Should we follow girls? Should we follow men? Let's discuss it. Are you listening to me?
Okay.
That is what family should be doing. Family is a mini and a nuclear factory and a nuclear church. So family can come and discuss their issue on how to get life right. Not just packing prayer every day, every night, and what is happening is happening. So before you begin to talk about what they said, that family should gather together and pray, define what prayer is. When you know prayer, then you will understand. So, and don't wake somebody unless you want to wake him up for physical activities, to go to office. But don't wake the person up to pray, because it is more effective to pray in sleep.
So it is possible
Than
that
awake.
the person is listening to God that time.
Yes!
Okay, because now, like some families, we are even having a situation whereby they will carry cane. Oh yeah, say in Jesus. If you don't say, they will.
Okay, have you seen it? That is mechanical way of serving God. A child is crying and is praying to God.
Okay.
A child is nodding his head on chair and is praying to God.
The person. Oh yeah, get up.
Okay, so those people who are crazy about prayer, only prayer which we offer effectively as in spoken word. One is the prayer of the cross. Jesus Christ is my Father. I will do and behave like him in all situations. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, give me the grace to fulfill this in my lifetime. So when you say Jesus is my Father, he has made you a Christian. He has made you to know that there is somebody you are looking up to. Father, Son, Holy Spirit is God Almighty to come, and Holy Spirit to come and bear you and guide you into making sure that your thought, words, and action on daily basis at all time is heavenly and godly.
Wow.
Is that understood?
Yes.
All right. So a family could come, discuss issues, and let every person discussing the issue be sincere to their hearts, sharing ideas, the plan to move the family forward. That's the prayer. The family, the gathering together to discuss this thing we have been doing, like this prayer you said now, we have been doing for years. What has it profited us? This religious gathering we have been following, how has it profited us? Mama, you told us that Jesus is coming. Are you listening to me? Now, but your great-grandfather died. Your mother died in poverty. Your distant died in sickness and the high blood pressure and worry and anxiety and stroke and all that. And where is that Jesus? And you know, in religious gathering, they'll say, shut up. What are you saying? No, this is it. So by educating your children, are you there? You are praying. To teaching them how to Think good, speak good, and do good. And sometimes we people have to spice this up with practical. Practical is like, okay, tomorrow, by next year, by next day, start it. Like me now, in my house, my daughter, by 10 o'clock every night, you must read. At first, it was not convenient for her.
10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, yes. You wake up, you read, whether you are sleeping or doing anything. Why? Because we are on earth planning for physical activities. Be you as wise as serpent, as innocent as a dove. If you become too spiritual and lose your physical essence, you are finished. So go and study. When she was doing it, she started it early. It was a burden, but she had to obey that burden till it become a part of her. Now we are seeing some results. To me, that is a prayer. All these children that is here, have you heard since you joined this church, have you heard us having a Bible study after service? I'm asking you.
No, sir.
Eh? Okay, what do we do? Don't you people, children, don't you have a class? Maths, physics, chemistry, biology, every Sunday. Every Sunday. We will continue praying and fasting and community everywhere, everybody's dying. No, let us become solution-oriented.
Do the practicality.
The practical. On Sunday, everybody. And as the church is growing, that is what they will be doing because it's a part of prayer. So religion made God lose his omnipresence nature.
Wow.
The purity of the heart is no longer there. And whosoever somebody thinks he has heard from God, it doesn't communicate it and put it into practice. Like the monks. I don't know too much of their story, but why are you hiding in a cave? If you hide in a cave for some time, come out and demonstrate what you heard from God.
Some of them, I think the person that discovered this pollination was a monk.
Uh-huh. Okay.
He discovered.
So you have to interrelate. I will say this in one of our messages. Analysis without synthesis is dangerous, and synthesis without analysis is dangerous. When you analyze, you synthesize. You act out. When you meditate, you get a result. When you pray, you get a result. You put it into practice. If the prayer is not answered, are you there? Or you don't have peace doing whatever you are doing, you ask again. God will continue revealing to you things. So that is what regards as a prayer. You can have a quiet time to pray, but don't make it religious. Are you listening to me? Don't make it religious. If you make it religious, you lose the essence. You are no longer focusing attention on God. You are focusing attention on time.
Okay.
And wherever your attention is,
that's
where your heart is.
Okay, that is quite understood.
Is that okay?
Yes.
You are a doctor treating a patient. By the analogy of the Christ I gave, treating a patient is 2 o'clock. You leave a patient in theater. You see hypocrisy. You leave a patient in theater, I want to go and pray.
The patient will die now.
Are you not mad?
Wow.
Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So time is just like you now. Bringing, how do I put it? Bringing somebody in primary school and in nursery school together and tell them, okay, it is time for we to do what? To study chemistry. Somebody in nursery school or calculus at an appointed time. Whether you are listening or understanding it, no. There is a certain point in somebody's spiritual development, a child's spiritual development. He is in what? In kindergarten. Passing through processes of development and understanding. Are you there? Yes. So you can't frame your own time with the time of a child. You can't frame your own prayer with the time of that child because he has not even developed to realize things. So anything you do for it not to be religious, it must be universal.
Okay.
It must be universal so that God will be there 100%. So you can have a quiet time at any point in time, if you traveled and all that, and anywhere you are. Because time, human timing is not universal. You are 2 o'clock here, and you know there is a certain place where there is no night.
On it.
No, in the universe.
No night, no day.
No night, no day. Are you listening to me? Yes, go and ask, you will find out. There's a certain place, there is no night, there is no day. And that is what the book of Revelation is trying to tell us about the New Jerusalem. There is no night, there is no day. The Lord will be the light thereof.
Interesting.
Are you there? That is what we are fulfilling now. So in your heart, every time is time for God. There is no right time to do good. Every time is good to do good. And there is no right time to do bad. Every time is bad doing bad. So if you want to communicate with God, don't follow religious group. If you follow religious group, like what some people do in the internet, by 3 o'clock, by 2 o'clock, all of us will come and log in. You are logging into Satan. Somebody has just created a portal to initiate all of you people. Do things at your convenient time. So long as it pleases God, you are free. That is unity.
This is freedom.
This is another, anyway, maybe it should be a topic for another day, because in this aspect now, a lot of persons are actually going to be victims, because there are certain groups, maybe people that are connected are not from the same country. Maybe there are different people from different nations.
Yeah.
And possibly they have an agreement.
Yes.
Based on the fact that they can't meet physically because of distance to pray.
Okay. To pray to what?
Okay. So on a very good day, so that our time will not elapse, we're going to still touch this aspect.
Yeah. You know, for things laws of the truth says, don't speak any truth you don't have time to explain.
Okay.
Now, if we don't answer the question, what of people that will stop at this watching me, who will not watch the second one we are going to do?
Okay.
Are you listening to me?
Yes.
Now, this is it. Circulation is life.
Yeah.
And people gain relevance. That is the fame and popularity. Gain relevance when they have people obeying them, following them. That's one of religious aspects.
Okay.
That's why you are now saying that Islam has their own way they worship God. Christian has the same way. Judaism has the same way. These things is religion, not godly. Witness. Then the alligator pepper, the kola nuts and all that, they are all matter and has nothing to do with spirits. So those people, within that period, anything happens, you say it, okay? Yes, this person said it and it happened. No, those things are word of knowledge, something that you know originally. Now, if 3 people says that it happened, what of 1 million people, did it really happen to them? The answer is no. And a student who is scoring 3 over 1 million, is he he's a failure, right? Exactly. 20 over 100, is it a success? It's still a failure. So we are looking at a point where a principal will be working 100 over 100 to any child who is obedient.
Yes.
To the word of God.
So but I want to come in a little bit as regards to these things, just as you pointed out in the internet with the use. I want to come this way where you're talking about this this thing that are using the egg, the alligator pepper. They are telling people to do this as you saw in the internet.
Yeah.
And I want to put it back to what you wrote in the Living Water pamphlet.
In the Living Water pamphlet?
Or medium.
Yeah.
Through which something can be used to solve a problem.
Okay.
Now you said in the Living Water pamphlet that the medium solves 2 major problems.
Okay.
One is to heal, to prosper the people or children of God. Then 2 is for the word of the servant to be believed.
Yeah.
Now, I'm thinking, do you think that thing they are using is not still a medium through which they can, attend to
Communicate.
people or communicate to people or help people to solve their problems?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is very, very insightful question. Now, a medium is being determined
Okay.
by the spirit that governs the person who is mediating.
Okay.
Are you there? By the intention of that person who is mediating.
Okay.
Now, if your intention is negative and material and deceptive, Satan would connect you and those people whom you are representing. Are you listening to me?
Yes.
And when you bring any medium, that's just what I said. It will become a video call to Satan as well.
Wow.
To connect all those people who are following you using the egg. And whatever they get materially, they will never have peace, and they can never, it will destroy them at the end of the day. Because what we are circulating is rumor, and that rumor is coming from the pit of hell, because Satan is the great liar. You are speaking what is not in your mind. So a medium, a person who is mediating, can bring any medium. But let me tell you why it is a medium. I can bring a hanky.
Okay.
I'll say, everybody bring hanky. I want to pass power through this hanky. Yes. Then, if you have this hanky, it is not the hanky that is healing you. And already I have made you know. But your intention of being aware and conscious of God's ever presence in the purity of heart will make this hanky to connect to the spirit of the mediator if he has a spirit.
Okay, that's the connecting point.
He has a connecting point. Immediately the person brings that hanky. He said, this person spoke on this hanky. And as a way, I am there. Bam. The intention and attention will jam together. Then the intention would match that thing, and it works. Why Jesus Christ is still working today for us, and why we are saying he didn't go anywhere, he's still alive in the spiritual world, is that immediately you are thinking good, speaking good, and living a good and holy life, anything you do, Jesus will come inside it. So that is the reason why the word of God is a medium. But why is it that people say Jesus and their Jesus don't work? Their Jesus don't work because their intention and their action is not in alignment with the spoken word named Jesus. So I have the right now to tell any person that if you are thinking good and doing good, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Bring a hanky. I'll speak to it over there.
Okay.
Our spirit will run through it. People call me on phone in the time of emergency to pray. I say, bring water. I pray for water for them. And tomorrow they will testify that the water healed them. And they have water in their house. But I made it special by sending an angel.
That's the spirit.
Yes, sending an angel underground. So that that person will have a point of contact. Which will focus his attention. And the spirit will now manifest in the physical. Through that thing to heal that.
These are mysteries.
So it is an underground network, which I'm still telling you, that when religion now bring a particular time to set apart, then that's a problem. Then why do you, even you, and you have called me in the midnight. Are you there?
Yes.
To pray. I'll be driving, people call me to pray. Why wouldn't I tell them, this is not the right time, there is no network for God? Because God is present everywhere. See Saturday, deliverance and counseling. Nobody comes anywhere in the world with any demon you carry. I won't give you fasting. I won't tell you to go and read Psalm. So long as you have come here,
Yes.
this is it. And if I'm going for Saturday program, I don't prepare. Like, hey, don't disturb me, I'm having a quiet time with God. No. Immediately I see demon, he start running. Because I have authority over it.
That's right.
So there is no time to pray. I pray for people in the car. I've told you people, I was walking in the street and saw somebody in Chika.
Chika, yes.
Yes. She was begging for money. I said, what, you want to treat his leg? He can't walk. I said, okay. I have something greater than that money you are begging for. I prayed for her, and she was jumping up and down there. The healing took place. I still gave her money.
Wow.
Are you there? I'll still give her money. I told you a Muslim girl I carried that I dropped her in the car. Okay, I saw her in the filling station. She was limping. I said, I carried her. When I dropped her where she was dropping, from Igala, I said, what happened to you? He said, this thing happened annually, seasonally. Every season, she will not be able to walk. Are you there? I said, come. Do you believe in prayer? She said, yes. I commanded the leg to become okay. And the leg became okay. She asked me for the number. I gave her my number. I say, in case the demon rear its ugly head again, you still come. Are you there? Yes. So those things were career. When Jesus sent his disciples, he said, heal the sick and raise the dead. So anyone who is thinking good, speaking good, and doing good can do anything at any time. Thank you. Is your question answered?
Perfectly answered.
So medium is not bad. The word of God, the word of Jesus is a medium.
Okay.
But before it work for you, you must think good, speak good, and do good.
Okay.
Not speaking the word of Jesus as the prayer you are saying down.
Yes.
Praying, your heart is bad. You are having the burden of your everything around you. You are anxious. You're thinking that by 12 o'clock you are going to receive what you are praying for. You are deceiving yourself.
Wow.
Your prayer cannot be answered in the night if you have not done good in the day.
Perfect. This is well analyzed.
And yes, and your prayer cannot be answered by 12 o'clock if you have not done good by 11 o'clock. Are you there? Yes. Your prayer, I said it, your prayer is answered. It's not because you prayed.
It's because you did what you're supposed to do.
Your prayer is answered at any point in time because you had done what made that prayer to be answered. Prayer is demand and supply, not all these caro people are doing. Immediately, when the time is right for God, it will pop up. Thank you.
Wow, honestly, it has been a very
it's okay.
Exciting moment.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't bug you again because we wanted to go ahead to say what is the right timing with God, but you have already explained it.
Okay.
I think the right time.
The right time, okay.
With God. What is the right time?
Time with God.
Yes.
Be in the mood.
How can a man be in the right time?
In the right
God's
time.
own timing.
Timing. Just get the truth. Understand it, be in the mood, thinking good, speaking good, and doing good at all times.
That's all. So once you are doing that, at any time, like the last statement is said, once you do what you are expected to do, the things begin to pop up naturally. So honestly, it has been a very wonderful section with the servant. He has really done justice to this topic, and we have discussed extensively on this aspect of time and space, which I believe that in one way or the other, it affects you and you have been impacted. I believe you've been touched and you have been inspired also. And that I wouldn't want to go back to the summary because it's just very lengthy and I believe you pick something home. But one thing I really want us to understand is that on this aspect of time and space, there is something very, very significant, which he said and which I wouldn't want you to forget, and that is on the aspect of process. He said every timing of God, divine timing of God, has to do with what? Divine process. For the fact that God has promised you something, or you had a vision or revelation, or you're anticipating over something, does not mean that it must pop up at that exact time. It must pass through time and space. And that divine timing of God, what did he say? He said he has to go through process for it to manifest. And that process, that is where I'm going to, is faithfulness. You get? So faithfulness in whatever you are doing measures the process. When you are faithful over whatsoever, over time, whatever it is must come to pass. So I believe that you have been blessed. We thank God for the gift of the servant. And I want to tell you that we're coming your way again. Also, don't forget to have the laws of truth. As you can hear him, he keep on emphasizing on the laws of truth. I tell you, this book is deep. This book is so rich. It has all the details. It's all encompassing. Everything, even the time and space you're talking about, it's here. Go through it extensively, you will get understanding. He said, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Get knowledge, get understanding. The laws of truth has a lot to offer you. So I'll come your way again. And don't forget to like, to share, to comment. If you need a copy, visit our website. You see it written on the screen. And make your order. I remain Divine Susie. See you some other time. Bye.